On YouTube, Evan here with Cloud9 Aquariums. It's finally time to get elbow deep in my aquariums again. I've been kind of slacking on the maintenance. It's been a really busy couple weeks lately, so I think it's about time I finally trim back this carpet of baby tears in my 30 tall. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys how I do it, because I know everybody has their own little way, and my method seems to work great because I can't get the stuff to stop growing. So this is what I like to do. Now you'll see I already got the tank drained down a little bit. I take out about 30% of the water just because it's a 2-foot tall tank. I'm a short guy, so getting my elbow down in there, I like to keep my shoulder dry a little bit. Now, the next thing I did too was you'll see I put a little towel down on the floor, got another towel right here. Now the reason I do that is because it's going to get messy, it's going to get wet, and I don't like all my stuff getting covered in fish tank water. Now it also happens to be time to do my maintenance, so this is the perfect time to do it. So as you can see, I already scraped it of algae, just like I showed you in my water change videos. Now, only thing I need right now, some sharp scissors. Now, I only use these ones in my aquarium. Nothing fancy about them, obviously just something stainless steel, but, no rust on them, nothing, never touch soap, nothing like that, okay? So, you just want to make sure you're not, grabbing something completely covered in soap and rusty. It's going to mess up your water, but it's just a quick thing. These are my fish tank scissors. Keep them nice and sharp, it's good for your tank. Now, so I drain it down. And I also, any kind of floating plants I got in here, like I have some duckweed in here, so you'll see I already put it. I like these little hang on the side things, they're pretty sweet, they're really nice just for transporting plants around and blah blah blah, so I just hang that on the side, that way my floating plants are just good to go. I can dump them back in when I'm done. Now you can see, I've already been doing some trimming. Now when I say you can see, I mean look at that thing is full, that's all baby tears, people. There's a lot of it, okay, so you can see I've already gone from about here over. Now I'm cutting off about, I'd say more than half of what's in there, and it's about 2.5 inches tall right now. So I'm only leaving about an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch left on it. Now you can see I like to leave it green. The thing I notice is if I'm doing a regular carpet with this, now this isn't dwarf baby tears. Dwarf baby tears won't grow this tall. Now this is because this is a regular variety of baby tears, it's going to try to get about 5 to 6 inches tall, and if I want to keep that carpet effect, I got to keep trimming it down. And the thing is, everybody's kind of worried about it when you trim it down that much, because you're worried you're going to kill it. Now here's my suggestion to you. If your baby tears is well rooted, when I mean well rooted, I mean it's already grown, you've put it in your tank, you've had it there for a couple weeks, it's already grown, obviously to at least 4 inches, so you know it's very well established, then by all means hack it down. It will grow back twice as hard as it was growing in the beginning. Okay, and it's good for it. So don't be worried about it. Only thing you don't want to do is some people, they'll hack it down too early before they get nice roots established in it. And why do we hack it down? Well, unless you like a bushy looking floor, and you want it, the problem is if I'm going to let it carpet like this, if I was just using it as like an accent where I was just bush in here and a bush over here, then that'd be a different story. I'd let it get a little taller and just kind of prune the bush into a shape. But the thing is, because I want it to be a thick carpet effect, by trimming it down, I'm making sure that lower layer of growth stays green. Otherwise, it's going to yellow down there, and if you let it go too long, that top layer is going to be the only thing that's growing. So then when you hack it down, now you're kind of screwed because you don't have anything to grow down lower, and you gotta hope you leave a couple, leaf budlets. So that's why it's good to keep doing this regularly. I probably do it every 3 weeks or so. It just depends on how fast it grows in your tank. My tank, it grows pretty quick. So I'll show you what I do. I just get in here. I really just, grab a big bunch of it in the scissors, hack it, and kind of push it up a little bit. Hack it, push it up. Pretty simple. And I find that I get the best cut if I go over it once, and then I'll go through, I'll set my scissors down, get this crap out of the way, and I kind of just like to blow it around a little bit. Now what this does is gets any kind of broken up algae and sediment that I had in there and loose particles out of there. And also make sure when you lower your water first, you have a little bit left over. I know I'm going to take out about another, I don't know, I'll probably take out like another third or quarter or whatever fraction. I'm going to take it down to about here, and that'll get the rest of it out. That'll give me time to get all the rest of this crap out and just siphon it up. That's why it's good to do it at the same time. So now that I blew this up, now you can see I got a bunch of stragglers and all that stuff. So now I'm going to go through a second time, get a nice clean cut. Now obviously you're not going to get everything, and unless you're trying to go for a prim and proper tank, you know, not the natural look, this is fine. Who cares, you know? You don't want everything to be completely perfect and not have one little thing sticking out of air and one sticking out, you know? That's not a big deal. It doesn't grow completely flat in nature anyways. But obviously it's good just to kind of trim it down, let it open up a little bit, and give your tank a little bit of an orderly look to it, you know? The major thing is that really any kind of gaps, I mean, I've done this is about the third time I've done this since I planted this tank maybe a couple months ago, and I mean you can see it just took over. I mean I only planted a couple, you know, one every inch or so, and it's just taken over like crazy. So it's a tried and true method. It works. You know, you can get in there sometimes around my other plants I'm worried about. If I don't want to, I'm too nervous to clip them, I'll just get my hand in there and just kind of clip it with my fingers, you know, some of the stuff around my Madagascar lace and stuff, just because I don't want to trim off my big leaves. And what I'll do, you can see, I'm just taking a big handful, so I'll just, when I see there's big handfuls, I'll just grab it, shaking a kind of algae or whatever out of it, if you're going to try to save it. I like to grow this down in my 90, just because I know people around me really like this stuff, and for some reason you can't really find it, not like this especially, so, and the great thing about it, I can just take one of these little clippings and you can just plant it. You can even plant it upside down. It doesn't matter. You can just plant it in another tank. The thing will sprout roots and start growing again. So it's a really hardy plant. It's awesome. Again, this is just a regular variety of baby tears. The dwarf variety is a completely different story. It's a whole other ball game, people. Not saying it's not a beginner plant. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. It needs some highlighting and it's a little pickier. But it also doesn't need as much pruning, and you know it'll naturally really like the carpet. Whereas this stuff you kind of got to coax it to do it. But I think it looks awesome. So that's what I like to do. Now when I'm completely done with it, I'm just gonna go in here with a net. Now you can go in with a big net or a small net, doesn't really matter. I'll probably just go in with like a medium-sized net. I'll just go through, fish out any of that debris, throw it out, and then I'll go through again with a siphon. Get any little remaining stuff out of the actual bed. You know, I'll go through and kind of work it out, and then you know we'll fill it back up, and it'll just keep growing. You'll see within another week I'll make another video of it, and you'll see I'll probably have to trim it again. You know, this stuff just keeps going and going and going, which is great. So that's what I do. That's how I get this to look like this. There's really no special tricks. It's all just tried and true methods, and you know you learn from people around you. So I hope you guys are learning from me, just like I learned from everybody else. As always, if you have any comments or questions, you know, obviously leave them below. I get back to you in a decently timed manner. Obviously subscribe if you haven't yet. Sorry I haven't been putting out a lot of videos lately. Just been really busy. I'll be putting out a couple this week just because I got a lot of stuff brewing that I want to show you guys. So stay tuned, stay updated. Always check out my videos. I've already got a bunch up, and there's so many more in the works. So keep it real. Hope you guys are having a good week, and I hope this episode brings you and your fish tanks a little closer to Cloud 9.